Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is Debra K. I'm the founder of Well World TV, and today is a very timely and appropriate topic and something that I think all of us need to learn more about, but sometimes we're not sure how to approach conversations around diversity. So, as the founder of a brand new TV network, obviously this is front of mind for me. How do I create a space in which everybody feels welcome and safe and everything is moving forward? My personal belief is that all of us are souls and we look different, we act different, we're different sizes, we're different ages, we're different heights, we're different weights. And so one of the criteria that I have communicated very early on is that if you have a positive and inspirational and educational message to share, you have a home here at Well World TV. But to get us on the right track and make sure we're heading in the right direction, I want to bring in my guest, who is Eddie Rhodman. Hey, Eddie, how are you today?
How are you doing today? Thank you for having me.
I am so glad that you're here to have a conversation with us on this very important topic. And so for those of you who don't know Eddie yet, you will soon, but he is a high-level branding and PR expert. You're the founder of Rhodman Enterprises. People can find you on social media. We'll put up your contact information at the end, but you've worked with some pretty big names and brands. Why don't you give us a little snapshot of your history?
Yes, so in the development of Rhodman Enterprises, we have worked with a lot of celebrities, athletes, high-level executives, fashion, TV, and film. So celebrities, Elise Neal, we worked on events with Wyclef Jean, Idris Elba, IQ, the Big Three, a lot of athletes, NFL, NBA, Vernon Davis, Terrell Suggs, Sean Marion. I can go on and on and on. Olympics, NASCAR, Hendrick Motorsports, Roush. Some fashion brands, Rockaware, YSL.
What is your definition of diversity? And I'll share kind of my thoughts on what diversity is.
Everybody but white males in your corporate office.
Okay. That's pretty much where we're at right now.
Unfortunately, that's what diversity is, because a lot of people don't understand diversity also just not women of color. It's just not minorities. It's also women in an executive space, in leadership, on boards, not just your secretary or working the front desk. And I think also you have to understand there's the LGBTQ, transgender, and basically let it be about the character and personality of the intelligent expertise to work the job and bring opportunities in a way of thinking differently to the corporation and to the business and who you're serving. I think a lot of people always feel like, especially Hollywood, we know what it is. But if you're having everybody from the script writers to the runners to the directors and everything, but you're gonna do a black movie, how are you gonna tell somebody black, Latino, or LGBTQ how to think and you don't have anybody in the room? Same thing goes for corporation. It's interesting to see how you think because everyone has degrees or can do an algorithm or expertise in social media, they understand how a culture and people think, but they want to tell them how to sell or buy their product. And so diversity is defined, and I hate to leave it, I'm gonna leave it simple as that: everybody but white males.
In a corporate environment. So when you kind of look at the state of businesses, and obviously a lot of them are starting to put out messages and, hey, we're doing this and we're doing that. What are some of the natural barriers that you think exist today to really open up and become a really diverse workplace?
Well, one is, don't put out a message if you're not, it's not sincere or genuine. A lot of companies are putting out messages, statements, social media posts, and then when you ask about where's the activation, where's the hiring, where's the actual work behind it, they're quiet or there's no response. So don't just go out here, make a hashtag, do a post, send out a press release just because you feel like, oh, that's what they do. No, what people want now is equality in actions. That's it. That's all everyone is asking for: equality in actions, and be sincere about it. So I'm gonna give you the greatest example that a lot of people have not noticed, and if you have noticed, good job. If not, go check them out. Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's screen right now have put their mouth their business, their dollars to not only diversity, to action. And it's so great. It's to the point where even if you didn't like Ben and Jerry's, out of the way of respect, they've taken action. They put force. They're about everyone of color and equality. It makes you want to at least go buy that expensive ice cream.
Right. What are some of the tactics that they've actually put into place?
Well, when you go to their store, they have all the colors of the rainbow for the ice cream. They also have the initiative showing Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ matters, people of all races, transgender, and they're putting it in place by the hiring of different people for new jobs, new opportunities on site. You see the work at the stores, corporately, regionally, and locally, and that is the first way you can honestly respect a chain when it goes from the head all the way down, and you're like, okay, so they're not just talking about it. This is real life action, putting forth with a strategy and a plan. And now it makes you want to respect the brand. I mean, everybody sees what Nike does because Nike's the big engine, but it's something like an ice cream company that you don't think about it because it's ice cream. I mean, everyone loves ice cream, but do you like your ice cream because they just serve 36 flavors, or you know what, not only are they serving great ice cream, customer service, they're really about my community and they're listening to my voice, my people, and what's going on in the world. That makes you want to spend a little bit more money and bring the family there to come enjoy during this hot summer.
Let's talk about the organizational diversity to-do list, because I mean, like, I have specific questions. So
you ask your questions first, then let's go to the first question.
Part of what I've thought is, because I don't ever want to assume like I know everything. So do you think it's a good idea for, small companies, large companies to really put together a diverse advisory board, and then a lot of the decisions are taken out of the hands maybe of the board of directors or the CEO, and it's really put into this board? I've thought about doing that. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea. I'm actually on some advisory boards for some companies myself, so I think that is very good. One of my former clients, she passed away, but she had one great advice: always have mentors of different age groups and levels. So wisdom never goes. It's like a fine wine. You can never have enough wisdom. So whether it's grandma type wisdom, your mother type age wisdom, auntie type age wisdom, or even someone of an aggressive old soul but young, aggressive millennial type wisdom, it never loses its focus because there's so many different age groups and gaps. What the target for most companies now, 25 to 40?
Right.
So now they're like, oh, everybody 45 and up, we don't care no more. But okay, so you don't care no more, but then when they start buying your product, and then you be like, oh, well, we about this target market. Yes, it may not be your biggest demographic, but you have to be diverse.
My other questions I have for you, because I kind of wonder about this too. So sometimes the inside DNA of a brand can represent itself naturally, or there's companies that are saying we need to put out statements and mission, we need to put it in writing so that it's clear that we're diverse and open. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like my brand people will just know that. When they come to wellworld.tv and they see I have an Indian host, or I have somebody who's in their 80s, or a skinny person, and I have maybe not so skinny person. And, it's like, I think they'll see it, but should I state it?
That's when your advisory board will tell you, always dot your I's and cross your T's. Have it ready and available. So when that one company or someone asks, you don't have to go and create it. You'll just have the documentation to prove what's already being shown visually. So that comes when always having the paperwork, the documentation, the contracts, everything in a file. So it always takes one person who wants to try to dispute everything you're doing because it doesn't suit their needs. So that company or that person who asks, you'll say, oh, sure, we'll email it to you into your file within 24 to 48 hours. So if you need to update anything, the template and the foundation is there. Now, if you're a startup and you're so brand new and you don't have it, it's because you started, let them know you are creating it as it's being developed, because in your business plan for my startup, this is where we need to go. And we plan to change it. But if they're asking for it right now due to the serious investment or support, then you need to go ahead and get that developed and let them know this is a working, RFP. So this will change by next 30, 60, 90, 6 months to a year, because you're asking for this now and we just started. By 6 months from now, this will adapt and change, just like media, just like the times of today. Things change in 15 seconds, 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's to me, just 2020, and it's almost shocking to me that like that this is like still an issue, that you don't hire people because of their, like, you hire them for their knowledge and their personality and their talent, and that comes in all different shapes and sizes and colors, and it's just amazing to me that.
Well, it's just people are scared of diversity as well. Unfortunately, a lot of companies won't hire somebody based off of how you spell or write your name or your last name. And it was funny. It was just posted on social media. This, I don't know if it was a real person or not. This person had a very, distinct name, and they would say, "Oh, if I was the CEO of my company, I would never hire you based off your name alone."
Wow.
And caused a storm. He was like, "Well, just let you know, just because of my name, I was all honorable, I was all this and all that. I had degrees. I am now in this, so you'll never have to worry about working for me. I will own my own company, and you'll be hearing about me in the media." So that still goes on to this day. Now, let me be honest. Some parents have done their kids wrong by some names. So I'm not going to diffuse that. You know you have a name that's going to cause some issues to be either, "Oh, who are you?" or "Stop at the airport." Please just state that. Do not define me by my name and all that. Because sometimes you have to call people out before they even get to read or see the information. I asked a young lady that other day, and I was like, "Is your last name?" She's like, "No, but because my parents used this name and changed it from the slave name, I get asked it a lot. It hurts me for job interviews. Every time she goes through anywhere travel, she gets pulled over. They're double scanning her. They're double frisking her." So it is a bad thing for her, but she understands that, look, this is going on, can hurt me, but she attacks it and lets people know, this is who I am, this is why. And if you choose me by my name alone, then this is the reason why you're going to lose. But it happens, and we have to try to get past that. And that goes for even, black on black, Latino, white on women, women on women. I mean, it happens all the time. We have to look past a little bit, time past the surface, and try to find the expertise, the character of a person. People are more than just their name. So when you do your to-do list, don't just judge them on their name or before they even get interviewed, before they even get a door. People are more than just the name. If we judge people by names, races, color, and creeds, a lot of people would not have opportunities to change the world.
Exactly. That's what I'm all about, Eddie. Changing the world.
One day at a time.
What are some other things? Those are my questions for Well World TV, but what are some other things that a company needs to really put on their to-do list to move in that direction and fully embrace it?
I think the one thing is it should be eternally try to get to understand and know your office, the people in your office. I think people just hire, put them in a space, put them in an office, and then do not understand them for that role within the company, for that position, and how it applies to what they're doing. Because if you can understand, not saying you have to know everybody personally, but try to understand the mindset, what they're going through, and how they're bringing that to the office and how it's affecting their productivity. A lot of things, especially during this day, are affecting everyone's productivity. So take that into the mindset, into your internal office. Just because you have numbers does not mean you cannot have a heart and understand, hey, this is COVID. You got kids at home. Nobody can do this. Oh, are you okay mentally? Oh, are you able to work out? Is your kids and dogs getting on your? Is your husband on your nerve? Is your wife on your nerve? Are you tired of being single or lonely? Some people are at home with no one. Do you need to get a dog? Do you need to take you to a dog shelter? Go play with some animals. Try to figure out the morale booster to keep increasing productivity, because that is one thing I would say the tech companies are trying to do. Put people in an environment that helps them be more productive than less stress. Stress is good to help you grow and become more productive, but not internal, mental, physical, spiritual, all at once. that can have somebody have a bust up and have a heart attack. And I think companies need to do that more better, increasing the morale, the ambiance, settings to understand. And you don't have to be in the office 24/7 to work. Can we get that out of people's minds?
Right. I think we're learning that as we speak.
You can check up on everybody. You can do. Sometimes being in the office is a waste of time. People are more productive either at home or going out in the field. When we can lose, I understand. I'm sorry, commercial real estate people. I know you're going to be mad for me saying that because you just probably lost some buildings and contracts. But that is one thing I think we all need to move forward is have a balance of work, office, home. I think everybody needs to be office 24 setting. Then when they get home, home is not even home anymore. Allow them to have that. Okay, now I'm tired of home. I want to go to work. Now I'm tired of work. I want to go. Have that balance we're getting looking forward to. Some people do not have a balance at all, and I think that's key for all of us, not just because of COVID, but in general.
Yeah. Well, I think as you were talking too, I was thinking, within a workplace, you can have like a high level advisory board, but you probably also have employee level teams, that really help the C-suite understand, some of the different things that need to be in place. And, I hope it's conversations like this that really open people's eyes and, everybody kind of comes to that perception that I have, which is, we're all souls. We're all souls walking around. We're, human beings. We're trying to make a difference. We're trying to be the best that we can be. And we have to stay open to everybody, regardless of where they live or what they look like.
We can't please everybody, but do your best to make it equal where everybody feels like they're a part of the team. Value is, appreciated, or do more to give them more value. I think also maybe some diversity boards, advisory boards. Another thing I think is kind of, not say it has to be, but depending on how big your company is, have a millennial advisory board. Have a couple people from that age group who are very dedicated, showing hard work. They have goals to working up with the company. Let them be on that millennial board so you can understand how is it for this age group? How are y'all feeling within the company? Do you feel like you're being heard? Do you feel like there's promotion? Do you feel like there is no growth of the company? It's okay to respect and listen. Now, of course, they're gonna feel like they're always right sometimes, and have some outlandish ideas, but they'll feel appreciated that you give them the opportunity to say, yes, thank you. We are okay. This is what we thought. This is what we're thinking, but we like the growth and everything because the next generation will be leading and guiding us one day. So we can't just silence their voice.
Well, Eddie, I want to thank you so much for joining in this conversation with us here at Well World TV. For what reason would you like for people to reach out to you or to make contact with you?
Anybody that has sincere, real questions or would like to, talk about potentially hiring a firm or, consultation, hit me up at my email. If those just want to follow and be nosy and seeing what we're doing or just want to ask some questions, we can be hit up through, our Instagram or LinkedIn. But in the day is you will always find me watching Well World TV. So if you can't find me through my social media, you'll just follow me watching one of her great shows.
There we go. You're going to learn shamanism and Reiki and massage and all sorts of fun stuff.
Massages right now, my back, my neck. Ooh, I need all that right now.
Exactly. Don't we all? Cooped up. I try to walk at least 4 to 5 miles a day. So it's like, get out and move.
Great stress mentally. That's a great one.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it. And we will see you down the road real soon.
Bye, everyone.